And up next, we're joined by Henry Wang, the founder of the Center for China Globalization, one of China's leading think tanks. Don't miss it. This is Bloomberg. Let's get out to the Bloomberg New Economy Forum in Singapore, where Haslinda Amin is standing by with a special guest. Has.
Well, it's all about geopolitics, I guess. You can say that for today, given that a stray missile in Poland. Let's get perspective from my guest right now, Henry Wang from the Center for China and Globalization. Henry, good to have you with us. Before we get to U.S.-China relations, just your thoughts on that missile in Poland. Was it an accident? Was it intentional, you think?
Yeah, I think it's probably hard to say whether it's accidental or it's intended. But certainly, nobody likes to see escalation. Nobody likes to see disruption, and particularly when all the G20 leaders gather that to really talk about how we can put security and stability back to the world. And so this is really happened. I think that caught a lot of attention. That really is not the right timing. And whether it's deliberate or not, I think it's probably nobody welcomes that.
You got to wonder if it is deliberate. What benefit would that be for Russia right now?
Well, it's hard to say, but I think if it's a deliberate, I think probably probably Russia wants to get attention or wants to get want to have a say in in agenda. But I guess that's we can't say that until it's proven. But absolutely, I can be assured of nobody in the world, whether it's a nuclear weapon or bombs or missiles, nobody wants to see escalation, and the Chinese wants the peaceful and the mediation for the crisis if necessary.
And to that end, President Xi Jinping has hinted that he is against nuclear weapons, the use of nuclear weapons, without directing it to Putin. How are you reading that? Is that a sense that perhaps he's trying to smoothen relations with the U.S.?
I think it's a very strong message. The president said that to Scholz, Chancellor Scholz, not too long ago, and then said it again to President Biden. I think, China had always had that position, but China emphasized this point again with the global leaders, with the Western leaders. I think that sent a lot of message as well. And of course, nobody wants to have the nuclear crisis. And actually, China and the 5 nuclear powers have signed something at the beginning of the year not to use nuclear weapons. So that position China has strongly attached to it.
U.S.-China relations. Tensions have dialed down. Have they dialed down enough? We have a guest saying that, tensions was at a level of 8 out of 10. Now it is 7. That is marginal.
Well, I think it's certainly in the right direction. But I think it's very important, by really they're shaking hands, they're smiling at each other, they're face-to-face meeting together.
Superficial, though.
No, but it sends a huge signal to the world that the largest 2 economy leaders are talking. They are really, there's also a lot of substantial things going into that. For example, President Biden would send Secretary Blinken to the conference, sent to China to visit. And of course, we'll see probably other, secretary will go in there too for the economy, for the finance, for the climate change, and for all other related issues. So this is really a signal, I think, step in the right direction. But certainly it's not enough. We hope to have more dialogues. And also I'm glad to see that President Biden come out at the news conference to say he doesn't see an imminent threat from China attack on Taiwan. That's a huge message to assure a great business community. They don't have to be rushed to the plan B because that's not the Chinese intention.
But how do you build on that progress when the red lines are pretty clear? When it comes to Taiwan, when it comes to technology, both sides are standing pat, not giving an inch.
No, I think it's really great now that at least on the Taiwan, if there's no attack from China on Taiwan, so I think we should have less congressmen visits, we should have less military exercises in the Taiwan region. Let's calm down. Let's not rock the status quo. And also on the CHIPS Act, I hope that the company are suffering from the pain because China is the largest chip buyers in the world, and the reason the Taiwan company and South Korea company get so big because they're selling China at doorstep. So now if they don't allow them to sell and the U.S. technology cannot be sold, it's hurting U.S. business. I don't think U.S. government is going to compensate all those losses. So I think, we'll see how serious how tough they implement that. Even during the Trump era of the trade tariff, there's a lot of exceptions, a lot of special, exemptions. We hope that we'll see. We still have to see.
So, Henry, fair to say that you are convinced we have seen the bottom in U.S.-China relations. Remember that this is a relationship that can erupt within a blink of an eye.
Absolutely. I think I'm very pleased to see at least it's 3 years that the two leaders start to talk, and then we see a bottom probably is being built right now. And that's where we have to. We hope to elevate a bit, and at least not, downward spiral will not continue. Free falling will not continue. Let's put a floor. Let's stabilize it. Let's upgrade it.
A floor, and definitely welcome. Henry, thank you so much for that. Henry Wang with his assessment on U.S.-China relations. Of course, we're coming to you live from the Bloomberg New Economy Forum. Plenty more ahead. This is Bloomberg.